So we started a small coffee shop over the road. We started with a small booth operating out of our garage because we had a minor emergency where the sister-in-law went through a divorce, had no applicable job skills because she'd only ever been a housewife and done a bit of silk weaving on the island. So she needed something to do and she had nowhere to go, so we had to put her up. We had to pay for everything. We had to find her a room. We did find a room for her and her 3 children up on the roof of our building where there was 2 small, very small apartment blocks. So she's been living in that. We opened up a coffee booth. She wanted to run a coffee shop. So we did that. We let her take over our garage. We had to throw out the car and it put everything into a tailspin. My whole life kind of stopped and we invested a lot of money. We put thousands of dollars into it and we haven't seen a return on that yet. Now this was about 9 months ago, but everything has gone pretty well. We're selling plenty of coffees. Our local neighborhood likes our coffee. They come back. We've got some loyal customers. We've got the pricing just about right. We went around the local neighborhood. We worked out what other people were selling and we've price matched it. But our coffee is a higher quality. And the reason I say that is because my wife previously worked at a company with the guy who set up all of the major coffee shops in this country. Now he came around and did training, so we've had proper training for our staff. Most guys that do street coffee, they just make it up. They don't really know what they're doing. Well, we do. We've had proper training, and the guy that set these coffee shops up now has his own business roasting coffee and mixing his own beans. Now he supplies us, so we've got probably the best coffee you can get, or at least very close to it. So we've got a really good blend of coffee, we've got trained staff that know what they're doing, and we're charging street coffee prices for really good coffee shop quality stuff. So the customers that know about us, because we're in a quiet neighborhood, they really like our product. So we've decided to expand. So today's big job is fitting the sign. So we got this sign made for us. It's pretty cheap. It's $150, and it's kind of fabric stretched out into a box. I wanted lit up signs. I wanted acrylic with a backlight, but we tried that before on the coffee shop, as you can see over there, and it doesn't work. The LEDs in it just aren't bright enough to actually light up the sign during the day. And we're a coffee shop, so we don't really need a light on at night. But it's just so bright and sunny in this country that this kind of light just doesn't show through. So we decided not to bother with it. Instead, we've gone with our company colors, yellow, and hope that the sun reflects on it brightly enough that people can see it. So today we're having that fitted.
I know.
Off you go. Get. This is it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to turn this into a coffee shop. We're going to sell the booth, which hopefully will fund most of the furniture. We're still having to throw some money into it. So we're going to set this up nicely. We're going to have a rack over here. We're going to have a counter, a proper counter. We're going to have tables over here, a lounge area, and a meeting table down the back. We can't move this thing. I hate it. It's really awful, but the locals love them. And we're going to put a television in there so we can run movies in the afternoons, because we go quiet in the afternoons, like every coffee shop. Most people come in the mornings. So this is the living room. This is it's a pretty big room. We've got about, I would say about 10 meters by 5 meters, so that's plenty of room. We've got the shelving in. We did that yesterday. It was not easy. And then these houses are a pretty decent size. So this is the hall. This goes into what I suppose is the master bedroom. This is going to be for Mum. She's getting old and she's struggling with stairs now, so we don't want to have to force her to go upstairs. This is the sister's new bedroom. It's a big step up. Now, as hard as this is to believe for a Westerner or maybe wealthy people in any country, the sister-in-law's never had a bed. She's always slept on the floor in what is effectively a hut. James now has a much bigger room. He's got a whole place to himself with storage, an ensuite bathroom. We've got a bathroom with, unusually, a bath. And we've got this room. Now this is going to be my office. Now this is a big step up from the one we've had before. We were downstairs at the other house and it was pretty crowded, but now we've got much more space. So this is great. We like this. And finally upstairs we've got another apartment which we're not actually going to use. We're renting that to a friend of mine. So he's going to pay the difference, which means this place is really costing us no more than it cost us before. So it's Saturday, the dawn of a new day, and this day seems to be just as shitty as the one before. Yesterday we had a lot of trouble. We had, not a lot of trouble, we had a few problems. We had a television delivered, which I'd picked up on Khmer24, and it was fake. And Seth laughed at me and said, how can you have a fake television? But you can, anything's possible. So we tried to buy a 70-inch Samsung TV, got that delivered. And it wasn't a Samsung. The box had no official branding on it at all. It had the UHD crystal and the model number of the Samsung, but no actual Samsung logo. And I said to him, this doesn't look right. And he said, no, it's right, it's right. Took it out and showed me the badge on the television. And it was just a sticker where it was straight, but all the letters were at the wrong angles. It looked really stupid. So I had a look at the remote, no branding on the remote, and the batteries it came with were Hyper something or other, just these cheap, generic pound shop garbage. So it's clearly not a Samsung. So we sent it back. And then the guy complained, the seller, the driver was fine, but the seller gave us a load of shit. We're really busy. We're really busy. No, we're not open. We're not open. We're setting up. We'll be open on Monday. We're opening Monday, okay? But we're not open yet. So already people are desperate for our coffee. Please, I'm so sleepy. Well, we haven't got any coffee machines, so no. So fake TVs, lots of little problems. Now the biggest problem turned out to be that we need water. Now I didn't think this was going to be an issue because for one thing I assumed she'd just be able to go and wash up in the sink, in the kitchen. Apparently not. Not yet. Monday. So I've had to shut the door. People are trying to get in and get their coffee fix. So yeah, we've got a problem with water. Now I assumed that the sister-in-law was going to be able to just take the stuff into the kitchen and wash it up, which made sense to me, or that we've got a water tap out at the front that I thought we could just run in. Turns out there's no water coming out of the water tap, and this must be a fairly recent problem because the hose that's attached to it is dripping. So there has been water going through it recently. It seems to be turned off. But we apparently need a sink because if she's making multiple frappes, she's got to be able to wash it out really quick. So okay, so we need to get water into the shop and some sort of drainage system as well. At the moment, in the booth, we were moving buckets out to the local drain and just pouring it down because it's only water. But apparently that's not going to work now. So we've got to figure out a way of doing that. So today's already being difficult. We've got the water filter guy fitting the water filter because we have to have pure water. We have to have filtered water. So we've got a filtration device which we've moved over to the kitchen. And we're moving the heated showers. I don't know why you'd need a heated shower in a tropical country. I prefer a cold shower, but apparently some people are American. Incoming call? Yeah. What's this one? I don't know. We're trying to sell the booth and we're having nothing but trouble with that. We had one guy who seemed decent. He just said it was too big. His space doesn't allow for the booth, so he called us to check on dimensions. That's fair enough. But we had a girl phone up and she said, oh, I love it, I want it. Great, but I haven't got any money. So, yeah, eventually she offered us half what we were asking. We're getting there. Internet is getting installed, and of course, in Cambodia, safety comes first. So it's about 2 o'clock now, and things are just going, I mean, they're going pretty well, but it's just really, really hard work. We brought in the stuff for the office upstairs, so the sofa and everything. It's really hard to maneuver it around the very, very narrow staircases. The staircases have stainless steel railings across them, so everything has to be sort of twisted round and moved around. And it goes, but it's a tight squeeze. But we've got the sofas upstairs now, so that was the worst of the jobs. It's just lots of little things now. My bedroom over there needs to be stripped out. Because I made a small sort of studio for YouTube, so that's all got to come apart now and be moved over here. But I've got nowhere to put anything. There's no space over there. I haven't got a shelf or a rack. I've got a corner unit, but I haven't really got any space to display any of my stuff. So I haven't really worked any of this out yet, but we're getting there very slowly. It's just a long, plodding, tedious, ball-busting arse-ache of a job. I hate moving. Not doing it again. And it's Sunday. Sunday morning finally. We've got one more day to turn this place from this chaos into a functioning coffee shop ready for tomorrow morning. Last night most of the drama resolved itself. I lost the war about the big wooden piece of crap at the back of the shop. She likes it, so we're stuck with it. That's just how it is. Anyone who's married understands how that works. It's okay. I measured the TV according to the dimensions online, and it fits almost perfectly, and it looks nice, so I'm okay with it. We got another TV delivered. It was perfectly fine this time, and we got it for a good price. I mean, we paid $400 for a 55-inch Ultra HD TV, which is about $200 and something dollars cheaper than it is in America. God knows what it costs in England. So we did okay out of it. So we're almost ready to go. We got a mattress delivered because otherwise we were going to have to sleep on the floor. That came last night about 9 o'clock, something stupid. They got lost. It's not often my wife shouts at people, but last night she was not very happy. Let's put it that way. So yeah, we've got to turn all of this into a functional coffee shop by the end of today. I'd love to say that we've finished with all the heavy lifting, because I've done 3 days of dragging furniture up and down stairs and I am exhausted. I'm literally waking up feeling like death. But no, there's more. The street sometimes floods, although much less now that we're cleaning the drains regularly. I've got bags of cement and sand and concrete and stuff, so I've got to move them out to the back because they're just blocking everything. So they're really heavy, literally one at a time. And we've got to bring over the cooker, which is a big gas cylinder. Got to bring that over, and a couple of chairs to bring in. So there is still some stuff that's got to go up and down. Well, it was an uphill struggle, but we made it. We got ourselves open. Customers are coming back. We've got a lot of problems to solve. Just about everything is going wrong, but we're getting there. And we did manage to open Monday morning, and we sold 23 cups on our first day, which is pretty good. That's pretty much an average day for the coffee booth. Well, a good average day for the coffee booth. So hopefully we'll build up from there, but we're open. We've got things to deal with at the weekend. I'm exhausted. 4 days of carrying furniture around. I'm absolutely shattered. So's the wife, so's everybody. So we won't deal with any of the problems till next week. We've got another person coming to see the booth. He's the first person who seems trustworthy. He's keen. He's coming down at lunchtime today, so hopefully we'll be able to sell the booth. Fingers crossed, because the booth has to go by the end of today. And he's the first person that actually seems reliable. So, Fingers crossed on that one.